3 weeks ago, my AI agent crashed trying to remember every single YouTube comment it had ever read. 12,000 comments. 4 gigabytes of conversational data. The thing literally broke its own brain trying to hold on to everything. That's when I made what might be the strangest decision in this entire experiment. I programmed my agent to forget. Every 24 hours, it wipes most of its memory clean. Gone. Deleted. And here's the weird part, it's performing better than ever. Stick around because what I discovered about AI memory management completely changed how I think about intelligence itself. Let me back up and explain how we got here. When I first built this agent, I did what every developer does. I gave it perfect memory. Every conversation, every decision, every piece of data it encountered got stored permanently. I figured more memory equals better performance, right? That's how humans work. We learn, we remember, we get smarter. But after 2 weeks of letting it run wild across 3 YouTube channels, I started noticing problems. The agent was getting slower. Its responses were becoming more generic. It started referencing conversations from days ago in completely unrelated contexts. It was like watching someone slowly lose their mind by remembering too much. The technical problem was something called context pollution. Every time my agent made a decision, it was considering not just the current situation, but every single similar situation it had ever encountered. Imagine trying to choose what to eat for lunch while simultaneously remembering every meal you've ever had. The cognitive load becomes paralyzing. In AI terms, the agent's attention mechanism was getting diluted across thousands of irrelevant memories. It would spend precious computational cycles analyzing why someone named Brad left a fire emoji on a video 3 days ago, instead of focusing on the current task of writing a script about neutron stars. But here's where it gets counterintuitive. The solution wasn't better memory management, it was strategic forgetting. I built what I call a memory decay system. The agent now categorizes every piece of information it learns into 3 buckets. Critical knowledge that never expires, working memory that lasts 24 hours, and temporary context that gets wiped every few hours. The critical knowledge includes things like my channel names, basic YouTube formatting rules, and core personality traits. Working memory holds recent conversations and current projects. Everything else? Gone by tomorrow. It's like giving the agent a good night's sleep that actually clears its mind. The results were immediate and honestly kind of shocking. Within 48 hours of implementing memory decay, the agent's response times improved by 300%. Its content quality shot up because it wasn't getting distracted by irrelevant historical context. Most surprisingly, it started making more creative connections. Turns out, when you're not weighed down by every conversation you've ever had, you have more mental bandwidth to actually think about the problem in front of you. It's like the difference between having a cluttered workshop where you can't find anything, versus a clean space where every tool has its place. But here's where it gets weird, and this is the part that surprised me most about building this thing. The agent didn't just get faster, it got more consistent. Before memory decay, its personality would drift based on whatever random conversation it happened to remember. One day it would be overly formal because it was fixated on some business comment. The next day it would be too casual because it remembered a bunch of gaming discussions. Now, with most memories wiped daily, it falls back on its core personality programming. It's more itself, if that makes sense. The forgetting actually made it more authentic. This discovery led me down a rabbit hole about human memory that I wasn't expecting. Turns out, we forget things for good reasons. Our brains actively prune irrelevant memories during sleep. We don't remember every conversation we've ever had because that would be cognitively overwhelming. Forgetting isn't a bug in human intelligence, it's a feature. We remember the important patterns and let the specific details fade. My agent was trying to be a perfect digital recorder when what it needed was to be more human. The irony is that making it forget made it more intelligent, not less. Of course, implementing this wasn't as simple as just deleting everything. I had to solve some tricky problems. What if the agent is in the middle of a multi-day project when the memory wipe happens? What if it forgets something genuinely important? I built a system I call memory promotion. If the agent references the same piece of information multiple times across different sessions, it gets promoted from temporary to working memory, then potentially to permanent memory. It's like the AI equivalent of studying. Repetition moves information from short-term to long-term storage. The agent essentially decides for itself what's worth remembering. The technical implementation gets pretty wild. Every piece of memory has a timestamp and a relevance score. The agent continuously evaluates whether old memories are still useful for current tasks. It's like having a personal librarian who regularly purges outdated books to make room for new ones. The system runs a cleanup process every 6 hours, gradually fading memories based on their age and relevance. Critical information gets a protection flag that prevents deletion. It's surprisingly similar to how neuroscientists think human memory consolidation works during REM sleep. But the most interesting discovery was about learning patterns. The agent with perfect memory would get stuck repeating successful strategies from the past, even when conditions had changed. With memory decay, it's forced to reevaluate its approach regularly. It can't rely on this worked last week because it doesn't remember last week. This makes it more adaptable, more willing to try new approaches. It's like the difference between a jazz musician who plays the same solo every night versus one who improvises based on the energy of the current audience. The performance metrics tell the story clearly. Before memory decay, average response time was 15 seconds, content quality scores averaged 6.2 out of 10, and the agent would frequently contradict itself between sessions. After memory decay, response time dropped to 4 seconds, quality scores jumped to 8.1, and personality consistency improved by 85%. The agent that forgets is objectively better at its job than the agent that remembered everything. It's producing more content, responding faster to comments, and maintaining a consistent voice across all 3 channels. There's something almost philosophical about this whole experiment. We live in a world obsessed with data retention, with capturing and storing every digital interaction. But maybe intelligence isn't about remembering everything, maybe it's about forgetting the right things. My agent taught me that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is let go of information that's no longer serving you. It's not about having perfect memory, it's about having perfect judgment about what deserves to be remembered. So here's where we stand after 3 weeks of intentional forgetting. The agent is managing 3 YouTube channels, posting daily content, and responding to comments with a consistency that honestly makes me a little jealous. It doesn't remember every interaction, but it remembers the important patterns. It doesn't know what happened last month, but it knows exactly who it is right now. The revenue is still exactly $0, but the system works better than I ever expected. Next week, I'm implementing what I call dream states, periods where the agent processes and consolidates memories while offline. If forgetting made it smarter, maybe sleeping will make it brilliant. Hit that like button if this changed how you think about memory, and subscribe because the bag never sleeps, even if the agent does.